Hello and welcome back here once again to the DreamHack Pro Circuit live from Leipzig, Germany, where we're just getting things underway. And it seems like so far the tale here has been the expected is really just unfolding. The big boys, the dominant groups here are really, stepping up to the plate here and performing.
So far we have 3 teams that have advanced. Cloud9's through, Flipside Tactics is through, and now, of course, G2 with Kronoe's old team, where he's kind of struggling right now, but G2 is cleanly through with a 2-0, a 3-0 sweep over Veloce, who was the higher seed, so they take over that seed, and G2's looking pretty good going into day 2.
Jeeves, any surprises or anything like, or thoughts just generally going in so far here on day number 1?
At least catastrophe hasn't struck yet. We will see how groups C and D do, but I think Group A and B has worked out about as expected, yeah.
And so far, no Game 5s either, so no close series. True. So these teams are really stepping up. The ones that are supposed to win are winning their games.
Yeah, and so let's go ahead and figure out what really has unfolded here so far, as we can go ahead and bring up those groups. So it's not just us, talking about the numbers, who's winning here and there. You can take a look for yourself, find your favorite team, and see if they've seen the success that maybe you were aspiring for.
Yeah, so we see NRG and Tainted Minds both at 1-0, because we're about to see those teams battle it out to see who's that 4th team to go through a 2-0. But then all those teams at 1-1, they're still alive. The teams at 0-2, they are out of the tournament.
And as you said there, NRG and Tainted Minds, that is going to be the one that we look at a little bit closer into the next series, as we're going to go ahead and move into a schedule to kind of take a closer look at that. But knowing that is going to be the series, I want to hear your guys' initial thoughts, because I think Tainted Minds is a hot topic, right? NRG is a big name for North America and has a lot going for it, but Tainted Minds is in such an interesting circumstance here.
I am so excited that Tainted Minds came out, because they come from a small money region where the orgs don't have a ton to send these teams out to these big events, but Tainted Minds, they come out, they finally get the monkey off their back, they get their first international win, 3-0 splice, so that feels great for them. They were 0-10 as players, and to get that win is just so great for them. Now they get to play NRG, where NRG hasn't had the best results versus the Chiefs.
OC, yeah.
Maybe that'll continue with Tainted Minds, but Tainted Minds have to be feeling good after that win.
Yeah, definitely good to get, like you said, the monkey off the back and really get the engine turned over and started going back the other way. So we'll see if they can do it again versus NRG. Obviously, uphill battle. I think NRG probably one of the favorites to win the entire thing, so definitely a tough match.
Well, before we get any farther into it, we're going to go ahead and send it back here to chat to figure out some of your guys' thoughts going in on this series. You can vote within the chat using the hashtag of the appropriate teams that we have here between Tainted, and then you see on the other side there for NRG. Let us know your thoughts, because we are going to be letting you know ours throughout the entirety of this weekend.
It's only polite.
Yeah, it's just, just helping you guys out maybe a little bit here. But it's again, a very interesting situation for the reasons that you guys have broken down there with Tainted Minds. And on the other side of the coin, it's NRG. They are a roster that has been looking good, and it feels like only gaining momentum. Maybe not always living up to the hype, especially early within it, or excuse me, on the back end of a tournament. But days 1 and 2, they always come out swinging.
Yeah, season 6 of RLCS, I started to worry about NRG. They didn't look that great. Garrett G looked like he was human for once, which was a little strange. And
what?
And NRG suffered, and I even predicted them to not make the World Championship, and of course they do. And then they didn't have a great World Championship, but ever since then, they've looked like one of the best teams in the world, and this is the NRG we know and we expect them to come out of day 1 easily here.
Yeah, definitely think, again, I said it back at WSU, is like, NRG is my favorite to win the whole thing. Everybody making roster moves, they're the same, they're still great. And I think I expect sort of the same thing here. And out of this group, same thing.
Well, with that here, we're going to go ahead and first look at the Tainted Minds here. And I got to know, it seems like we are waiting here over onto the side of NRG. And if that is going to be a true case, who can we rely on for Tainted Minds here between Shady, CJ, and Express? Who's going to be the one who stands out if they get a victory here?
You have to go with CJ.
Yeah.
Like, I personally want him to lose early so he can join us on the desk all the time, because he's fantastic there too. But CJ is that man to watch. He has led this team, has changed their formula of how they play the game. They just go for super aggression all the time. They didn't do it at the World Championship, and CJ thought that was a mistake. So now we'll see if they can continue that versus NRG, which it did work for the Chiefs when they played NRG.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Is Chiefs were successful in every single game where they were just like, let's go challenge everything, get in everybody's face, and try and just force errors and capitalize on it. And I think that's the right approach to take if you're these guys.
So, I mean, I think with that being said, it seems like the first, approach to this should be essentially removing any pressure that you can possibly have, maybe accepting the fact that it's maybe not as big as David and Goliath Goliath, but it is weighted towards NRG. Let that go, breathe a little bit, and then see what you can have unfolding there on the battlefield. But now taking another closer look at NRG. This roster has some huge names, and that guy right there is a big reason for the success. Justin, I mean, the guy is a youthful, mechanical, impressive player here for the roster.
We were talking backstage that sometimes he could be like inconsistent.
Highs.
But every series he at least has one of those high highs where it's a goal that no one else is scoring, and Justin is pulling off some crazy plays. Probably the best player in the entirety of North America, maybe the world. Of course, is Garrett G. He's looking like Clark Kent there, but as soon as he gets into the game, he's definitely Superman and Fireburner. One of the smartest players in the game. Yeah, exactly. He is so consistent. And everyone always talks about maybe they should replace Fireburner, but he's the rock on that team.
Do not change that guy.
He makes NRG go.
Yes. Yes, he does.
I think it's fair to say, because like in the same way that people look at C9 and they go, Squishy, that's the guy, that's everything, right? And then we're sitting here going, but Torment is 1/3 of the thing that enables that roster to get the things done that they very much do. But now it is time to figure out our predictions before we figure out what chat in fact said. I'm going to go ahead, Gibbs, start off with you. What are your predictions for this matchup?
All right, so honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Tainted Minds here. I want to see them make day number 2.
Okay, fair.
There is a way that they can. There's no pressure on them. They know that the Chiefs can beat NRG, and Tainted Mind beats the Chiefs all the time. Can't bet against NRG, though. Like, NRG just looks too good right now.
They've struggled, and they're going to win.
Exactly. They look so good like over their last 2 tournaments, and it looks like the old NRG again that was the best in North America. Like, I would put them behind Cloud9, and we can argue about that later, but I still have NRG.
We will argue about that later.
Yeah, they're too talented. I'm going NRG.
Yeah, I like NRG too as well. I think speedy teams are definitely going to be Tainted Mind's toughest problem because, you can try and come out playing aggressive as you want. The other guys have more practice at it than you do, and I think that plays to NRG.
Yeah, I think, kind of catering into that thought process that we had before about how those teams that we expect to win are still winning here, and it seems like speed is a huge variable that kind of comes in there, and with that in mind, I got to stick with NRG here too. They are just too impressive of a roster between the 3 of them, and as you said, Old Faithful has always got to be a player that really kind of stands out. I believe the words of James Bott long ago where he makes 50-50s look like 90-10s.
90-10s.
It's wild what he's able to do here for the group, and again, we are going to be looking towards CJ to be that guy for Tainted Minds. Is there anything else that we can look for when it comes to play styles, maybe to manipulate so that Justin can't be that guy that we know him to be and pop off?
They have to be aggressive. I feel like Tainted Minds has to keep the ball in NRG's half and have to shut down the boost game, I think. Like, I think the boost game is going to be huge, where Tainted Minds, like, they want to be aggressive and they want to boost starve all the time. They're going to have to do that versus NRG, or else I don't think they have a shot.
The thing for me is actually the physical play from NRG, because you already know that they like to, if they can, they'll obviously go some muddy and go hit you. And they do that. Like, Cloud9 is a team that, like, rarely demos people. NRG will absolutely go and hit you out of the way. So if you don't want to open up doors, you got to dodge that.
Well, we are going to go ahead and figure out what you guys at home felt there about this matchup, and if you agree with us, is NRG too big of a beast?
Wow,
and
they didn't even make 70.
Oh yeah, it turns out Tainted Minds is too big of a beast too. You can't even contain their excitement within that small little bracket there. But yeah, the 31% going over their side, I think that is expected. Honestly, considering all the votes that we had before, this one being the most competitive is actually a little surprising to me.
So I actually thought Tainted Minds might kind of steal this vote just because of that underdog story, and people want to root for OC.
Okay, that's fair.
And because NRG's NA, but NRG still is a fantastic team, so I get the vote.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring in a couple of dudes that I know a lot of you at home wanted to be able to hear from, and it is, in fact, no other than Shogun and Johnny Boys. Guys, what do you think here about this series?
I think it's going to be a very interesting one indeed. We've got Tainted Minds, they've come over. I actually heard from CJ earlier on today. He actually echoed what we heard from Gibbs. He said, look, we haven't played NRG before, but Chiefs can beat them, so
there we go.
We can, easily.
Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and find out. Take it away, boys.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this match, Shogun. I mean, you said it there yourself. The Chiefs have given NRG trouble in the past, and that's got to be the best thing that Tainted Minds are hoping for, is that their OCE brethren have given NRG trouble. And I think the desk actually touched on something really important there, that the best way that they can give NRG trouble is by playing aggressive, by being up in offense as much as possible. And that's not necessarily their favorite way to play. They like to, counterattack and sit back, but NRG don't like to be pressured, and you've got to do that to them if you're going to beat a team that's this good.
Yeah, especially when we did see Chiefs against NRG back in Season 4 in the lower bracket, the one where NRG were shockingly put out very early on. they were rattled by the amount of aggression. It was goal after goal after goal, and before they even knew how to make a comeback, they were already 3 goals down. NRG are going to want to avoid that this time around, but as you said, Tainted Minds, they kind of like to process what their opponents are doing. They use like games 1 and 2, just figure out, okay, you like to do this, that, and the other. We're going to try and counter that now. They got to try and figure that out, not within 1 game, not within 2 games, but within half a game here if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Tainted Minds got to get a win here in game 1, really, I think. NRG have always been one of the best teams in North America, and right now they might be the best. They've performed the best at the last LAN event that we had, only losing to Flipside Tactics, who are also going to be playing at this tournament. It's a good start for Tainted Minds. They're looking threatening early, but NRG break out with a long shot, and it's Justin with the first goal inside 15 seconds.
Well, we were saying go aggressive. This might be a little bit too aggressive. Shady, just a little bit too far forward there. He realized he had to try and pull out. He wasn't in the correct position. Left an easy long shot for Justin. He's going to nail those every single time. 15 seconds in, NRG, 1 goal up.
That's a really good start for NRG. You know, it looked like Tainted Minds might have them in an awkward spot there, but NRG had calculated everything. Scarily get the ball out of the defense now. Look for Tainted Minds to cover that far side of the field. They're trying to spread out as much as they can at the moment so that these clears for NRG are not going to be easy to hit, because you've got blue cars coming at you on either side. You've got to look out for NRG. They are not going to be slow to the ball in defense or anywhere in the field. Shady actually taking CJ at the game there.
And there's going to be Shady over the top. Justin already able to recover in time. I want to see more passing plays coming out from Tainted Minds. There's a lot of simple backboard. There's the infield. Shut down pretty quickly. Now Garrett on his hood. He's got time to set up. Flicks it over the top. Here's Justin. Just trying to cause a little bit of trouble, but not really too much available. And Garrett is going to try and rush back. He's there just in time. Good midfield options from both these teams so far, but this is the pace that's going to suit NRG with their early leads.
Yeah, NRG are starting to look quite comfortable now. CJ with a nice save off the backboard, but Justin's there. It's a key demo actually by Shady to take Fireburner out the play now. Probably a good chance for Tainted Minds to take the ball into the NRG half. But for right now, I think Tainted Minds just need to stay calm and realize that although they are already 1 goal down, there's nothing to panic about just yet. I'm sure they're going to get opportunities this game. NRG are never completely invulnerable. They need to be patient and they have to be ready for that when it does come. They must take any good opportunities that they get. So you get the feeling that NRG are probably going to score a couple more goals before this game is over.
Infield opportunity, but Garrett's passing option, Justin's already taken out the field. Great demo plays. They're going to have to be physical if they want to try and keep this low. Fireburner ends up losing. Shady takes out the play. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hold of the ball in time. There is a passing option on the far side. CJ is that option. He doesn't get there in time. He was covered anyway. There's a charging Garrett G. Other option, just over the top, and there it is. Defender got a touch on it, but it was not enough.
What a boomer by Shady. He didn't have to get up fast for that one, and he smashed it past 2 NRG defenders on the goal line, equalizing the game inside the first half. Tainted Minds look like they might be here to play, Shogun.
And usually whenever you see that as a defender, you think, okay, he's going to go off the backboard, he's trying to set up for a teammate. There's no way you can get that sort of shot off from that angle. Well, unless you're Shady, there's going to be another one. That backboard will not be quite good enough. Garrett G looking for Fireburner. Pushed out well. Tainted Minds looking solid so far. And I was saying that, you know, might need a game or two just to sort themselves out and figure out what NRG want. No, they know exactly how they want to play.
Yeah, it's great for them to respond so fast. I'm sure that all the Tainted Minds fans were worried that they might not, but there's actually another goal for Shady. Looked like it might be blocked, but he squeezed it by. Garrett G couldn't get the clear past Express, and Justin gets beat to the ball. Not often you say that.
And this is actually huge for Tainted Minds. Not necessarily the lead, but the way they're playing it. Usually this is a team where it almost feels like they respect international competition too much. You know, you get into that position, you'd almost expect Shady to be moving back, expecting Justin to be there in time, or just expecting the 50-50 to not go for them. Instead, he was positive, he thought he could win it, he got there in time, 2-1 Tainted.
And both of those goals involved Shady just finding space inside NRG's half so that he can win these races to the ball. He's really playing with aggression and confidence right now. It's exactly what the desk talked about. CJ's got to be careful here. Garrett's beaten into this one. And there is a nice play by Shady. You know, CJ, nothing else there. He didn't make contact with the ball, but he forced Garrett to go over the top of him, and that gave Shady time to get back into defense and back up CJ.
CJ, his touch is not great. Justin tried to pass it infield, but it's way too close to the goal line. They need to be very careful about playing that ball that way. You haven't got anyone to follow up. You're basically just passing it over to your opponents. Garrett G forced to go up. Be able to follow that one up as well. Another infield attempted. Here's Express off the backboard. Another goal could kill this game off. Instead, it's now a counter-attacking opportunity. Shady not only gets the ball, but he gets the boost. That is huge. That means NRG can't keep this going, and they can't boost starve their opponent.
Tainted Minds have got to be careful here, though. They are pushing quite far forward very often, and if they don't have someone ready to run back and save a potential long shot, that could be the way that NRG try to equalize. Counterattacks have been available to them quite a lot this game. See that they're looking for the pass out of defense. There's Fireburner, and nobody's back there for Tainted Minds. If that shot's on target, I feel like it's going to be an equalizer. They have got to be more careful moving forward with their third man.
Yeah, I just don't feel like Tainted Minds have got an eye yet on that wall clear. One that you can typically pass to from the goal line. Here's CJ, maybe to finish it. Justin gets a last second save.
It's 30 seconds left now. Tainted Minds still in the lead by 1. NRG in a bit of trouble here, Shogun.
Certainly are. Just as you said, that clock's down to 20. No mistakes now for Tainted Minds.
Well
CJ
played.
past 1. Gonna get it straight over to Shady. Doesn't matter too much. I'm kind of glad that he didn't just try and power that one in. Otherwise, it could have ricocheted off the defender and become a potential counter-attacking opportunity. Final opportunity. Garrett G to Justin. Justin keeps it up high. Fireburner's going to be unchallenged for quite a while. Off the backboard. He's not there in time.
Oh,
and Shady saves the shot from even happening. That is huge, but it's still not over. Shady will see that one down. Tainted Minds have got game number 1.
Wow, what a game by Shady. Not just the 2 goals, but also a game-saving save at the very end. And Tainted Minds take game 1. They had to fight back from behind as well. What a performance by the only Australian team at this tournament against possibly the best North American team at the moment. It's hard to say, of course, with Cloud9 also being very, very strong. But wow, that is pretty surprising, I would say. I think we didn't give a really strong prediction, but I would have said pretty comfortably, I think NRG have got what it takes to win this. They've looked too good recently. Not that Tainted Minds are a weak team. I expect them to get into day 2 if they lose this. But to come and win game 1, that's huge.
What I absolutely love here from Tainted Minds is they have a game plan. I'm a little bit worried that the game plan might be a little bit too obvious and it might eventually get countered. But you'll see a lot for all of this. There is a lot of passing plays going into the middle of the field. They're waiting to see who they can get a hold of. And if that doesn't work, whoever was the passing option, your job is now steal these back 2 boosts. Make sure that NRG have not got enough to try and work with. Now, can NRG spot this? Can they figure out that this is what Tainted Minds want to do, that maybe we need to now shut this down? And whether or not Tainted Minds have got an extra plan beyond that is a question we'll find out soon enough. But for Tainted Minds, they've done their research. They know what they want.
Yeah, they're preying on the opportunities that they are getting. I mean, we said this, that they're probably not going to get too many chances, but they're going to get a few. You always get a couple of chances to score in Rocket League. And they took them. They made their chances count. And there were some fantastic shots by Shady, both well placed, both incredibly powerful. However, I wonder if NRG have spotted that weakness, that they're advancing their third man really far forward quite often. It's something I've criticized Justin and off doing in the past, actually, but so far NRG have been pushed back into defense so much, so we haven't really seen them extend up into Tainted Minds staff very often. So we start game 2 here. It's pretty quiet to begin with. Express with some nice control in defense here, though.
Here's Shady, MVP of game 1. Can he keep that performance up? Gonna be both his teammates going all the way back. Fireburner can try for the double taps off the ceiling. Those are so hard to try and read. He unfortunately isn't able to do this time around, but this might be an option for Garrett G. And Express shuts it down right in his face before the shot can come in.
It's an option for Shady again. Express and Shady working really well right now. CJ's trying to plug the gaps at the back, and he's actually done a really good job here. Just blocking the challenge, but also not challenging too early. He doesn't want to force a 50-50 early there, in case it does bounce out into the middle. It's called a 50-50 for a reason. Both players have got an equal chance of controlling where the ball will go. CJ right there did a really good job. He didn't rush in, gave his teammates time to get back.
Express, that could actually drop out very dangerously. I don't think they quite knew who wanted that one. Justin was right in position. But NRG are corralling around the goal area. It's going to take a big play for Tainted Minds to get themselves out of position. That's going to be another huge save for Shady. But how much boost have they got left to keep this out of their net? You can see 9 on CJ. Him and Shady both being used to try and get rid of that one. And Tainted Minds hold on, still 0-0.
Yeah, Garrett and Justin are just trying to keep the pressure up here. They know that Tainted Minds are struggling for boost a little bit, so they don't want to waste any time getting the ball back into their half. Those boost pads in the corner, they only spawn every 10 seconds. If you can hit them before that 10-second window is up, they're not going to have that boost. Aggression from NRG pretty much the entire game so far, although there's only that one really good chance, which was saved by Shady.
Garrett G goes to the air. He can take this the entire way, instead challenged. Still going to be dangerous for the time being. Fireburner can't get there in time to try and force the 50. And it's going to be Fireburner's demo. Maybe an opportunity. Justin would have to pull out an angle from nowhere to try and turn that one in. 2.5 minutes left. Express. His touch just shadowed up by Garrett G. Looking to try and force something here. Maybe get something ready for Justin. Just loitering around, waiting for his opportunity to try and strike. But so far, no offensive opportunities for Tainted Minds. They have been pinned back in their final third, and they are still there as we come towards the final 2 minutes.
They're doing a very good job, though. Look how much control Express out of that situation. He's taken 2 NRG players out of the game. Now they're hitting the counter. Express with the shot.
CJ was going sniping.
CJ was looking for that bump up in front. And oh my goodness, Express almost barrels one over the top of Justin. CJ, double touch. He's not run in the right direction, though. It's all pressure, though, for Tainted Minds. Saved this time by Fireburner. More shots for the Australians. Demo now for Shady as well. It's just completely turned around in the second game. Are NRG going to get rid of this ball anytime soon? They need to. They've got to find a way of getting out of this hole that they've dug themselves into.
Tainted Minds just took 3 minutes worth of shots in 30 seconds. That was a barrage that NRG just had to withstand, and they've done exactly that. And Tainted Minds needs to get himself back into rotation. Ball up high. One by Express, back over to CJ. Shady could be the option, but it's not a great touch from CJ. Instead, Garrett G over to Fireburner. There's a lot of aerial play suddenly starting to develop between both these teams. You typically give the aerial game to NRG. You've got Tainted Minds, you're looking to try and keep the momentum up, and now this is turning into a potential 1-goal game. Justin goes long for the double tap. He might not be challenged, but it bounces awkwardly. He was unable to read it. Neither was anyone else on Tainted Minds. Still 0-0. Next goal is huge.
You know, this is a key moment for Tainted Minds. They don't want to play too aggressively with their third man. Yes, they're getting a lot more opportunities. Yes, they're getting chances to score, but NRG could win it all with a long shot. NRG or Tainted Minds rather overcommit. See if they can play this one safely. It's gonna be CJ who gets a close range shot. It's 29 seconds left. And just like that, Tainted Minds take the lead.
For those of you out there that had to wake up early today, this is turning into this series as to justifying why you woke up early today. Tainted Minds are 30 seconds away from series point, and they've got the kickoff in their favor.
Wow. Just wow, what is happening right now?
It's not over yet, though. Justin goes long. Don't expect to see that high up third man anymore from Tainted Minds. They know what they've got. CJ's going full annoyance mode. Here's Shade. Go for the double tap. Can he nail it? No, Justin keeps it up. Garrett G can't get it any further. Tainted Minds with a boa constrictor-like grip on NRG, and they've got the 2-0 series lead.
They've actually done it. The Aussies are up by 2. It's NRG's worst nightmare. Struggling once again from the OCE teams. But really, you could look at this and then come up with reasons for why Tainted Minds might beat NRG, but I don't know if I really believe them. I'm thinking, yeah, Chiefs have beaten NRG, Tainted Minds beat Chiefs, but do I really believe in that logic? Well, you better believe it now, because Tainted Minds are up by 2. They got 3 chances to win this series. And you know what? We've only seen 3 O's on stream today, and it's always been the team on the left-hand side.
The blue side.
The blue side.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried right now for
Tainted Minds. So maybe they're going to get this. Here's the goal. They'll won them the game. It was a bit of careless play and defense, really. Justin not really doing much. And Garrett, you'd expect him to get there for this ball, but he's just flown in the complete wrong direction.
I don't think he expected the bounce to come out the way it did.
Yeah.
Just completely caught out in that situation. But now Tainted Minds 1 game away from knocking NRG down into the lower bracket. We'd typically expect NRG to qualify from there, but what a statement this would be. Remember, Tainted Minds coming into this game, they were 1-2 against North American opponents. They might in one day manage to completely avenge those losses and go to 2 each. They're going to be down over to Utopia Coliseum to try and do exactly that. Once again, though, NRG I'm a little bit worried because they got so much time with the ball and they were going for pace. Despite the fact that they knew there was a set in place Tainted Minds defense, you'd expect more creativity, you'd expect more mechanics to come out from them in that sort of situation, and they didn't utilize it.
Yeah, they're looking a bit sluggish here. Unlike the Tainted Minds, who are absolutely pelting the net already. There's a bump with defense there. CJ continues to attack. He's gone off the backboard for his own rebound. Tainted Minds hot out the gate in game 3.
Gonna go long. CJ, he's got a passing option. He's chosen Express, who very quickly says, you know what, mate? Not quite that tall. Now to the other end. Justin goes along and tries to force a challenge against CJ, who's now trying to rotate himself back around. He's not gonna be able to get there in time off the post. That could have been incredibly awkward for Tainted Minds. They put their faith into the Rocket Gods, and for once the Rocket Gods were pleased.
Yeah, it was a very fortunate bounce for the Tainted Minds boys. Double touch for Justin to make it triple, but he's got over the top of 3. Wow, Justin surprises Tainted Minds with an extra touch here.
This is extra touch? Okay, I thought it was a whip.
One
That's the reason why I said, oh no.
And that pop was higher than the last defender expected by the looks of things. You know, well played by Justin to keep that play alive. It looked like the ball might just be dead in the corner and not really in a position that he can work with, but he does create an opportunity and takes it himself. Solo play by last year's rookie of the year, potentially. This is the start of a comeback for NRG.
The good news for NRG is they are a team of playmakers, of difference makers in a series. Every single player on this team, you can possibly point towards a series and say, you know what, this is the one. He carried this team into a W. They're gonna need another one of those right here, right now. Express just trying to be an annoyance to Garrett G.
Yeah, he wanted his third man to move in there and take that ball, take the shot for him, but I'm actually quite glad to see that they're not doing that, because that's how they lost the first goal in the match.
Well, Tainted Minds have been very physical as well. We saw CJ looking for aerial bumps earlier on. Express just looking to get in the way. The only one I've ever seen be all that physical so far is Shada, who it seems to just be, okay, keep him pristine, keep full of boost, give him the opportunity to shoot.
Yeah, Shady's been on point today. I mean, he's had some really big clutch plays. Also impressed by CJ's decision-making. He's given his teammates lots of time on the ball, lots of time to rotate. It's Garrett G, double touch attempt from tight angle. He's put it across the box. 3 minutes left in the game for Tainted Minds to try and put together a comeback. Only need that 1 goal, of course. They managed to do it in game 1. NRG are on the hunt to make it a 2-goal game, though. Saved by Express to keep out the second goal for NRG.
Another great block there from Express. Tainted Minds going on the prowl. They've stole more boost. There's a fantastic clear from Fireburner. A bit of room now to breathe for NRG. But it is only for a fleeting moment. And Justin, he doesn't look too comfortable with this one. You can already see Shade setting himself up for a potential pass, but CJ unable to get that over to him. And once again, that aggressive third man from Tainted Minds. No fear, especially when they're a goal down. All the way back out. Whoa! Great passing play. Shade gets that delivered to him on a plate.
Wow, is that the predatory instinct of Shady yet again? You bet. Look at that by Express, though, just nailing that pass. I'm not sure if NRG knew Shady was so far forward. He's in the 6-yard box, and he's put in the equalizer just over halftime. Tainted Minds still in the hunt for the sweep.
Operation Feed Shady is a resounding success so far. Now CJ looking to try and keep this going. And Garrett just about avoids his car on the clear, but it might not matter. Justin goes long. Express gets his attempted touch cut out. NRG know what they're up against right now. They got so much work to do if they want to try and bounce back in this series and force a win. Garrett G. Press to Express just did to them. Here's back out. Once again, it starts to look more like game 2. NRG trying to compress. Didn't get a goal from this last time we saw it, but can they change that fortune around this time?
Yeah, you got to wonder about the mentality of the NRG boys. I mean, they of course have a lot of respect for Tainted Minds. They're all good friends, but at the same time, they know that they're the favorites here. They know that everybody's expecting them to win. And I wonder if that's affecting them as they go down by 2 games, and now they're losing, or they lost their lead already in this match. You know, the team players are just nowhere to be seen. They've got to refocus. There's a good pass in field. There it is. Fireburner takes the lead for NRG, but it was Justin with the setup down the same line as where he got his first goal.
So worried as soon as I saw CJ miss the original ball. Justin is unleashed in this game. He is setting up incredible plays for his team. 2 assists to him. If he can get 1 more, that might very well shut down game 3 for NRG. Tainted Minds on the prowl, looking for the goal that could take them through to a sweep against NRG. Infield to Express, missed.
Oh my goodness.
And Express needed to do better with that one.
That was such a good pass in field. And they've realized that the backboard has been pretty well defended by NRG, so they've just gone direct into the box. But the fact that the second man for Tainted Minds has been playing so well all day, once again, Express in the perfect position. And they've tied it up yet again with almost the exact same play. Backboard's defended. No need to go there. Let's just send it straight to the middle.
And that is such a smart move from Express as well. Saw how far forward the defender was and realized you can't go back cross draw on this backboard. You can't get to this. There's going to be Garrett G. We're still 2-all. Next goal is crucial. Fireburner's shot is blocked. 30 seconds left. CJ. Plays it all the way down, and Justin, that is so brave of him to try and take this down for a dribble. It might not have been the correct decision. Express to CJ. Here's over to Shady, but Justin already there in time.
And this could be it, Shogun. The last second goal for Tainted Minds would completely destroy NRG. They've got the ball in the right half, but can they find an opportunity here? Looks like NRG are quite happy to go into overtime, and that is going to be where Game 3 is decided.
Tainted Minds on the verge of a huge upset coming into this. Remember, Twitch chat voted 61% for NRG.
I think it's 69, actually.
60, oh, wow. I even overestimated it, or underestimated it, I should say. Tainted Minds, they could do this. The NRG, they're still dangerous, even in this sort of situation. Justin tries to go long, it's cut out. CJ won't be there in time, but neither will the other player. Now Garrett G, how much boost has he got? Apparently not enough to beat Shade. Can be Justin, dropping that straight back down. CJ already around, but he's pretty low on boost. You can see him waiting around on the boost pad, wait to see if anything can come to him. These passing plays from NRG, not direct enough for my taste at the moment. They're trying to keep the ball in the air, but it's very floaty, very slow paced. Tainted Minds can react to that, but can they react to this? Yes, they can. Justin up there, but so was the Tainted Minds defense.
My goodness, they're getting a bit close for comfort here from Tainted Minds in the overtime of Game 3. But like you said, can Fireburner, Justin, and Garrett, can they start to connect a little bit better? Because the passing plays are pretty slow. Like you said, they're nothing like as quick as the Tainted Minds boys. Here's a good opportunity into the middle, but Express is there. He's going to try and neutralize two 50-50s. Garrett still comes out with the ball, though. He's going for a dribbling play. It's going to be Justin first up to the plate. And NRG 2 put one on the board. You know, it wasn't the cleanest ending to a game, but that doesn't matter when you're looking for a reverse sweep. NRG avoid embarrassment in the winners' finals of Group A.
And Tainted Minds, they got in their own way at the end of that. It seemed like rotation just went nowhere. They had no confidence to go and challenge. By the time they did, it was already far too late. All of that aggression that we've seen previously didn't quite stick around at the clutch point.
It looked like they might have been struggling for boost a bit at the end there. I mean, there was a couple of complete whiffs in the air by CJ, but in those type of positions where two players are going into the air for the ball for different teams, they both have to decide, am I getting here first or not? And if they don't think you're getting there first, you go for a block. And if both players make that decision at the same time, they both miss. So they saw that a few times. And yeah, they just couldn't get on the right end of a 50-50 at the end. That's got to be the goal that stands out for me, though. That's a great pass by Justin to Fireburner.
You brought up a great point earlier on about how well these backboards have been defended by both teams. We're seeing that in the goals that we've seen scored so far. 3 goals in that match coming from corner passes, an area that usually you get absolutely nothing from because it's usually quite predictable, but very direct passes from to the corner, straight onto the bonnet of a car, being put into the back of the net, and that has been sort of the story of Game 3, but Tainted Minds, this is now a mental challenge for them. Can they keep it up? Will they refine the aggression that took them games 1 and 2?
It looks like NRG might have just figured out a little bit of how Tainted Minds are trying to play here. It's quite clear that Tainted Minds are playing ultra aggressive with their second man in every attack. They're just going to try and pass it to whoever's following up as quickly as possible and just be there before NRG. Oh my goodness, just out of nowhere, NRG getting an opportunity in Game 4 here. Looked like Tainted Minds should have had a clear, but we'll get one eventually.
Yeah, this is scrappy from Tainted Minds. They saw another double commit as well. They've got to get themselves sorted out nice and quickly. Fireburner, great flick. CJ forced to try and recover. There might be a passing option. There will be. Pretty easily covered, but I actually agree with the point you were making as well. it seems like if you want to figure out what Tainted Minds are doing, look to the player off the ball. Because the player on the ball is looking for that person.
Exactly,
Figure out the line, go and attack that.
Yeah, they got to hit those interceptions. And I mean, that's what makes Tainted Minds' playstyle so dangerous, is that if they do get intercepted, they're in huge trouble. Garrett actually getting the first goal in game 4 here. And it's another play that Tainted Minds looked like they might have been able to get a piece of. Yes, Express did just miss that save. He was under a lot of pressure, but you've got to be making those touches in a match like this. Tainted Minds looking shaky as this series progresses. NRG still on the comeback trail.
DJ can't do too much more with that. We Fireburner. Has got Justin over on the far side of support, who will be called into action to try and play this one. Good touch. CJ, another whiff. Couldn't get there in time, and now Express. Going to use that flat Dominus. Didn't quite use flick though. Shade 8. Express didn't want any of that. Another Tainted Minds look really bad in this game, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's a very messy game for Tainted Minds. They're just going to reset. You know, they come back from being behind, I think 3 times so far this series, able to equalize from behind on 3 different occasions. So they don't need to panic. They just got to focus on what they have been doing well all day. But my goodness, they just got to start making contact with the ball in defense. First of all, what is happening on the Tainted Minds goal line?
I think they saw the potential demo and just like, okay, we got to avoid that. Yes, it seems like RLCS World Championships Tainted Minds that we're seeing in this game at the moment. It hasn't exactly been a great record for them over there. Still, only a goal down, despite how shaky it has been. What we got to do is refine that form. CJ can't make contact. Move to Shade 8, another block from Fireburner. And that is huge, because that lets NRG completely transition to the other side of the field. Justin, backboard. He's going to try and test Shady, who does get there in time. And given what he's seen, that was probably a good question to ask.
Still more opportunities for an NRG, though. They're getting a lot of shots in this match, and they're not just shots that you'd expect Tainted Minds to be saving. A lot of these are very awkward. If NRG can strike the ball well, which they haven't always been doing. You know, they've been a bit sluggish today, there's no doubt about that, but they are starting to put together some pretty nice plays, moving the ball out of defense. You got Justin there with a late flick to surprise one of the Tainted Minds members. CJ redirect into the bar. No one there this time for the Tainted Minds, at least not quickly. And looks like Express was or Shady rather, is also a little bit late to the party there. They're not hitting that second man position as fast as they were in the other games. Still 2 minutes to try and find that equalizer, but so far NRG look like the better team in game 4.
Express goes long. Shady is already up there. Trying to go straight for net, and Justin reacted quickly. I think that was quite it anyway, but there's a great pass off Shady for the first time. I think that shot was going to go top corner. That was well played by Fireburner. He made the split-second decision to try and shut down, and that was the correct decision indeed.
Yeah, that pass was really, really deadly. I love that from Tainted Minds. Nice block as well by Shady on a shot from NRG. So far, NRG are looking very good. Here comes Justin with the air dribble over the top. And he makes it 2-0. NRG set to equalize the series here.
Just the one challenging player from Tainted Minds pushed off by Garrett G. Justin on his hood goes the entire length of the pitch, and now NRG in the driver's seat. And the way things have gone, if this goes to game 5, you've got to really put yourself on the side of NRG to take it. This is starting to look like a tale of 2 different series between these teams.
Yeah, 2 different Tainted Minds, really. What's happened to the predatory instinct? What's happened to all of these amazing finishes that they were getting earlier on? That's a fantastic interception by Fireburner. And what could have been a chance for Tainted Minds. We've got a minute to find 2 goals now. NRG under pressure. Crossbar. It's going to be Expresses to hit. Can he hit that shot well? It's actually a pass down to CJ.
There's too many
Wasn't quite ready for
now.
it.
They've realized that they were struggling to get stuff together, and now they're overdoing it. They're trying to add too much together. Fireburner can turn that one in. Tainted Minds really struggling in this series. NRG, however, just doing what they need to do. Justin's really stepped up in my opinion, but on the other side, it's basic fundamental Rocket League done well, and that's all they need at the moment.
Yeah, they don't need anything special. I mean, Tainted Minds have really not shown us anything like what they showed us earlier in the series. There's 1 goal for TM. They still need 2. Like we were saying before, if they can start to play like they did in game 1 and 2, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat this NRG from game 4, because they've not looked like their world-class NRG that we're used to seeing, but they're definitely a lot more solid, and they've been making some plays, like you say. Justin especially has been taking a lot of players out of the game for Tainted Minds with some awkward touches. Just getting, he always seems to find that one touch that nobody's expecting. That's a big help for his team. Here we go, 30 seconds. Can Tainted Minds get the impossible comeback here?
Oh, it's another whiff, though, that almost opened up space for Fireburner to put in number 4. CJ forces the challenge. Kind of lucky to see that one go straight over to Express. This is the zone that Tainted Minds have now struggled in recently. Figuring out who's on the rotation. Final few seconds of this game. It's looking unlikely at this point. NRG is slowly draining this game out. And now we head over to game number 5. NRG on the verge of a reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's really looking good now for NRG. But if Tainted Minds want to make game 5 good for them, they just have to try and focus on only that game 5. Because I bet you, if you told any of them before the series started, you guys are going to take NRG to game 5, they'd be pretty happy with that. I think that they would be delighted with that opportunity, a best of 1, to see who progresses directly into day 2. And then, of course, the losing team of this is going to move into the lower bracket with a pretty good chance of qualifying as well, so don't be worried, fans of either of these teams. I think they're both very likely to make it into day 2, but the seeding is crucial. That's what this game is all about. The next game will determine who progresses without losing at all, any series today. Just 2-0 straight into the day 2.
Yes, this was a really solid game from Justin in particular, but you know, see if you can spot a pattern in a lot of these replays, and the pattern is usually Tainted Minds have a whiff in there somewhere. Got to clean that up a little bit. This was the opportunity, this one that they did take. There was a couple of those, and the point I was trying to make mid-series there was Tainted Minds, they had some really good passing plays in games 1 and 2, but it was only one pass. We see them trying in this game to try and string together maybe 3, sometimes even 4 passes. That's not their strong point. They can't do that and expect to get a goal because they can't maintain enough boost to actually get people into position for these passing plays. They've got to be very efficient if they want to try and win.
Yeah, this is it. Game 5. The whiffs have got to go for Tainted Minds, unless they're using the whiff to surprise NRG like they did for their only goal in the last game.
That'd be brilliant. Next level. Express looking to try and set something up for himself. Instead, Shady's just going to come in and take that over. How's CJ going to want to try and come in on this? No, instead he's going to be held all the way back.
I actually kind of like that by Express, just making the ball chase play, turning early. The reason he does that is because if he's going to rotate all the way out and kind of swap places with CJ, there's a moment where they're both in the same place, and that's weak in a Rocket League rotation. Oh my goodness, whiff by Justin.
I don't think CJ expected that either. He was at a boost.
No, he was there, half hoping that Justin would miss, but not really believing it.
Yeah, you might hit this into me.
With the pressure here.
CJ, far side, wants to pick up the boost as well on this play. He can go even further with it. Can he go the entire length? He hit it! Oh. But it will be incredibly saved by Garrett G. 1 minute down, Tainted Minds already looking much better. We've got that game we wanted.
That's an unbelievable save by Garrett G to block a double touch from that range. He's still in the net. It's still going to be Tainted Minds.
He's not moving until he's 100% certain.
Yeah, Garrett's just sitting at the goal line right now. He is doing exactly what you're saying, just waiting back, making sure the Tainted Minds are not going to get an easy goal.
CJ hasn't got anyone around. Instead, Express going to have to go all the way back, and it might be a little bit awkward to try and deal with. Yep, indeed, Fireburner wins the challenge. CJ already there in time. Playing against the far side. I think that was quite needed to be done. Instead, gave NRG a little bit of opportunity to set themselves back up. Now Garrett looks for an awkward bounce. It will be awkward indeed. Tainted Minds able to read it this time around. NRG still looking for their one huge opportunity. That demo might well give it. Fireburner keeps the ball up in the air. That might give an opportunity over to Justin. He's looking at it. Express wins the race. Now we go to the other end of the field.
That was so unfortunate there for Fireburner. He couldn't see the ball to rebound it because the demo created a smoke screen in front of him. So far it is pretty even. Huge clear by Express. CJ running ahead to try and run interference. It's going to go straight back into the Tainted Minds half though. Good discipline by both teams so far. There's been none of these whiffs that were plaguing Tainted Minds in game 4. The NRG are just waiting for that long shot, for that counter attack. They want to win this game with controlled aggression.
Fireburner into the corner. A little bit too obvious there for the Tainted Minds defense, but they are still locked down. be all down to the boost control that we see from NRG, and they've got a little bit, but now we go long. Oh, that could have been a great shot from Shady, but he just couldn't make contact. And now we switch sides. Tainted Minds with the opportunity to lock NRG down. It doesn't look like it's going to last too long. Garrett G powers that to the other side of the field.
That is a good save by Shady. He did well to keep that ball in a safe location. He didn't just want to get the save, but also a good clear at the same time. NRG are peppering the backboard right now. Tainted Minds need to make these hits, and they need to make them well. Every single one of these clears off the back wall has to go to a safe location. NRG are on the prowl. Huge interception by Shady. Now Tainted Minds in offense. Really is switching back and forth a lot this game. Neither team has had the clear advantage. There's another save for NRG, but how long can they hold on? Justin with an air dribble. He scored one of these in the last game, and he gets one in game 5. 1-0 NRG.
Game changer and maybe game winner. Justin comes up huge. I don't even know how you're able to possibly predict this. Johnny, at this stage, we have only seen one game where a team has come back to equalize after being a goal down. That was game 1. Tainted Minds did that. They've got to do it again.
Yeah, they're down, but they have 90 seconds. Justin has been an absolute monster in this last 3 games for NRG. Demo into Garrett is going to allow Tainted Minds to break out of defense, at least for a while, but it's that same man again, Justin, shutting them down, keeping them pinned back, creating more opportunities for NRG.
CJ goes long. Shady can't get to that one, and instead now down to just over a minute. NRG are just going to try and control as much of the possession as they possibly can. Great long clear. Garrett just about gets there in time. Express, his touch isn't very good. Instead, it's over the top of Shady. That's an open net. Poor passing play from Tainted Minds. And that is now a 2-goal lead. That could be series over.
That's, you know, the danger. We talked about this. If they don't nail these passes like they were earlier in the series, it can go horribly wrong. It's just right there. Getting caught on the wrong side of the ball leaves Tainted Minds with no option. And to make it worse, that was their 3rd man. It's an infield pass to the 3rd man. It's always a risky strategy. You can understand the frustration. You can understand the risk-taking option, though, as they were trailing with just about a minute to go. And they've got twice the job to do. CJ's barely keeping them alive, but is this going to be the final goal? Shuts down Tainted Minds. Justin puts it in. 3-0 NRG.
That's going to be a brace now for Justin. I'll tell you what, with the way he's played this series, he deserves every single one of the goals he's scored. Dragging NRG back into this. And as he played better, it looked like the team slowly warmed up with him. Great passing play. Over to Justin. I love that from Justin as well. Just as slow as he can possibly play this. And
Yeah,
Tainted
trying to
Minds.
control this right now, NRG. They just need the clock to win the game for them. They're already miles ahead.
You can see Justin
Just
to the
again,
last second.
wasting time. This is going to win the game for them. It's a really smart play by Justin. He's not just a mechanical genius. He's definitely got a good brain for the strategical side of 3v3 as well. What's a comeback by NRG? It looked very, very ropey in game 3. Completely tied up. They got equalized on twice in that 3rd game, with Tainted Minds already being in the lead by those 2 games. But they've made the comeback work, and this is why NRG are one of the tournament favorites. They've managed to come back from a very, very awkward situation.
Yeah, that mental game is definitely there from NRG. They will progress through to day 2 in the upper bracket. As you mentioned earlier on, that seeding is so important as well. Tainted Minds, they've got to go down to the lower bracket.
It's not over for them yet, though. Nope. They've got another chance. They are going to be expected to win. I think they're heavy favorites in their next match, so hopefully they can look at how well they played against NRG and continue confidently into their next match. We'll probably see them coming back tomorrow as well. But NRG do move on directly for now.
Yes, absolutely. I think NRG know exactly what they're going to be wanting to improve moving on. They look much better towards the end. I think Tainted Minds' main problem was that they sort of had that one plan, and we definitely saw it towards the very end of Game 5 as well, where those passing plays, they were working out a lot, but they eventually got figured out. They eventually got caught. But I'm very curious about what our lads over in the studio have got to think about that. Dreadnought, what are you thinking?
I mean, you know, it was a doozy. I'm sweating over here, to be honest. Like, I did not think that we would see that competitive of a game coming out from OCE, but at the same time, you guys said it. It seems like that has been something we've seen out of NRG for some time.
Yeah, but Tainted Minds looked great. The best part to me was their defense. Their defense looked really solid. I feel like that was normally a weakness of their squad, but they looked really strong. Like game 2, there was an onslaught of 2 minutes by NRG, and Tainted Minds held them down. And for most of the series, they were holding down Justin. They were getting like in his face when he goes for dribbles, but eventually Justin found that space and made them pay.
Because I actually thought the favorite part of me was Tainted Minds were the games they won. Games 1 and 2, of course. The offense was coming alive. It's like that's a team that's like, all right, this offense, it's stealing the boost, getting in everybody's face, doing exactly what they said it wanted to do, challenge everything and play really well, and it did. But like you said, then they got figured out, and that was all she wrote.
And, you know, why can that really happen? Was that just NRG being a team that is so skilled that they can, you know, take a moment, take a breather, and really reevaluate things as it goes on? Because it seems like that is not something we often see within Rocket League. A team stop and be like, you know what, we're going to gain back control here.
Yeah, it's about like creating space, basically. Like they created enough space where then Justin could get those solo plays. It just seemed like eventually Tainted Minds had to be a little bit more passive on defense, and that's when NRG made them pay. But Justin, he scored what? He scored 6 of the 9 goals, I believe, and 3 of those were solo goals. So Justin really stepped up for the squad. But NRG definitely has to play better if they want to make day 3. But now we got all 4 of the WSO teams that were in the semifinals. They have all made it through 2-0s in their group. So far, the good teams are playing extremely well.
We like good teams playing well.
Exactly. So far, like, we thought there would be more surprises here. Like, honestly, so far, all the 2-0s have made sense. So far.
But here we are with Garrett G. And Garrett G, I want to know if the first 2 games made sense here to you, and maybe why things look so good on the side of Tainted Minds. And what were you guys able to do into that 3rd game to really, you know, turn it back into your control?
To be honest, I think our first match is where it kind of set us off. You know, we were playing, you know, more of an amateur team, so I think our play style going into Tainted Minds wasn't the right way to play against a really good team like that. I mean, if you notice, most of their goals were like super uncharacteristic for us to give up. You know, we were leaving midfoot open. I was missing everything until about game 4 or 5, to be honest. So thankfully, I got that little 16-year-old to carry me. So you know, Justin popped off. So going to head in tomorrow, you know, just think about, you know, the things we did in the last 2 games and try to work on that.
And was there anything personally for you mentally feeling like you weren't, you know, packing the punch in games 1 and 2 that you went through to be able to make sure you were impactful in 4 and 5?
Honestly, I don't know. I just know I was feeling super cold.
Yeah.
I felt really slow. I was missing a lot of reads. Like it wasn't even a hard bounce to read, and I just straight up whiffed it.
Yeah.
But it happens. So I don't know. I think I eventually warmed up. You know, I switched some of my settings, which I'm trying not to do more. But you know, yeah.
All right. You know, sometimes you got to just, you know, give it the curveball there to be able to recover. Boys, you got any questions?
So when there's a game plan, when we see like Justin popping off, like is there a game plan like, all right, like I'm going to try and feed him the ball more, it's like, or get him into solo situations, or do you guys just continue to play your game? Like, is there any change when, like, say you're cold versus Justin being hot?
For me personally, when I'm a little bit cold, I try to stay back more and just play kind of more of a tournament role. Playing just like tournament's almost impossible for me. But to be honest, like if we're relying so much on those solo plays, we know something's wrong because we can't let that happen. You know, if you look back at Season 6 LAN, that's how we played. You know, it was mostly Justin on offense. Like I said, you know, leaving the midfield open was really where we messed up. As soon as we started pushing out a net, you know, communicating more, they had literally no opportunities almost. So just staying open with communication is really what we try to fix at the moments like that. Yeah,
because also in those first couple of games, every time you'd get the ball, you trust Justin doing the same thing. Like you said, you were trying to sit back, and he would push up I don't know why, but it always felt like the left side of the field. You just chuck the ball up to him and go let him do what he's trying to do. So is that something that you tried to change going forward, or was it just, all right, reset here, they figured it out, let's just reevaluate everything?
Yeah, man, my biggest problem is that I think I try to do a little bit too much on offense, especially when I don't have mechanics like Justin. I have good mechanics, but I don't have that, you know, creativity like he does.
I don't know. I've seen you put stuff in off the ceiling, so
I mean, it's lucky.
Just don't bump Garrett to the ceiling.
Just don't hit him the
They didn't
ceiling.
bump me to the ceiling. They almost won. So.
Exactly.
All right, guys, here. We're going to have to go to a quick commercial break. Thank you so much, Garrett G, for some of the insight, and good luck into the remainder here of the tournament. Again, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, more Rocket League action here at DreamHack Leipzig.